was one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, an Olympic gold medalist who won it all with a broken freaking neck. A man who's transitioned into pro wrestling and instantly became one of the most complete performers the industry has ever seen. He went on to win world champions from every company that he's worked for, but nothing was a more legendary performance than his run in the WWE. He was the definition of a once-in-a-lifetime performer. But even with all the glory, the accolades, and the history he's made with the company, WWE, with all the love that they had for him, made sure he had the worst retirement of all time. Hola everyone, my name is Dan, and for today's video, I'm here to cover on Kurt Angle's last run in WWE. Now before I continue with this video, yes I know, Wrestling Premier made a video about this, and I just want to make things clear. 1, I thought of this idea way before the video's release. 2, I haven't watched the video, so you're just going to get my raw take of everything that has happened in this run. And 3, this video came at the inspiration of what WWE has done to ruin my GOAT John Cena's retirement year, thinking it was the worst retirement run in wrestling history, but then I remembered that Kurt Angle existed. So let's not waste any more time. This is Kurt Angle's last ever run in the WWE. It all begins in 2017, where WWE had inducted Kurt Angle into the Hall of Fame, and then after WrestleMania 33, Vince McMahon had brought him back to be Raw's general manager. Alright, that's pretty cool. I wonder with his constant TV appearances, what programs he's going to be encountering himself with. Oh, alright man, lay it out to me.
So I'd like to introduce to you my son, Jason Jordan.
We're talking about this now? This early? This is gonna be a rough start. So the storyline began where Kurt Angle revealed that he used to date a girl many years ago, and that girl called him up this year to let him know that he has a child with her. And that child grew up to be Jason Jordan himself. Which makes this moment with Jason Jordan hugging his parents after winning the SmackDown Tag Team Champions real sad, because in kayfabe, bro doesn't even know that he's adopted yet. So this new daddy run helped Jason Jordan get a huge push, being gifted opportunities to face guys like Roman Reigns, John Cena, and even feuding with The Miz for the IC title, although he was unsuccessful in getting the title. But on the sidelines of that, the Shield had just reunited together, mostly because Vince was just that desperate to get the fans to just cheer Roman Reigns for once. And the Shield was planned to do a 3v5 TLC match at the TLC pay-per-view, but then infamously the pay-per-view had gone wrong, as many of the Raw roster were infected with this viral outbreak called the mumps, which led many of the matches to be replaced. One of which was the Shield match, as Roman was infected by it. So who was his replacement? Freaking Kurt Angle of all people! That's right, after 11 long years, Kurt Angle was randomly selected to replace Roman Reigns and team up with the Shield. 2017 was surely a time. Now the thing is, Kurt Angle at this time had a body that was just broken down, so he was really just there to play all the hits and get the win for the Shield. Then on the October 23rd, 2017 episode of Raw, SmackDown came down to invade Raw, driving chaos around the show, which brought back a very pissed off Stephanie the very next week, who was upset about her brother, who is the SmackDown general manager, Shane McMahon, for invading Raw. So as a punishment, or as a retaliation, Stephanie had placed Kurt Angle as the team captain for Team Raw as they prepared to face SmackDown at Survivor Series, adding the stipulation that if Kurt loses, he'd be fired. So Kurt Angle got his members in with guys like Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, and Finn Balor, but for his final member, he had decided to add Jason Jordan to the team. You know Jason Jordan? His son. But due to Bray Wyatt injuring Jason after a match, it meant that Raw had to find a new replacement, that being Triple freaking H of all people. Which is just, what an absolute hell! But this last minute announcement had Jason all like, wait, what? But this is supposed to be my opportunity! Die, kid! So at Survivor Series 2017, it was Raw versus SmackDown, with Raw having Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Triple H, and Kurt Angle as their leader. While on SmackDown side, they had Shinsuke Nakamura, Bobby Roode, Randy Orton, John Cena, and Shane McMahon as their team captain as well. And dear Lord, this is stacked. Like, look at this! On paper, this can be set out to be one of the greatest Survivor Series matches of all time. Keywords: on paper. Because even with a match structured as beautifully as this, WWE in 2017, they always know how to screw it up. Why? Well, for a match that featured 5 young up-and-coming talents and 5 veterans, they only managed to put over 2 people, and one of which was freaking Triple H. Because this match just consisted of Braun wiping out the whole SmackDown team like they were nothing, and Triple H randomly betraying Kurt Angle for some reason, which sparked some kind of message that Triple H was trying to send to Braun Strowman. What message exactly? Who knows, because Braun made Triple H cry and destroyed him with a power slam. 5 young talent, with 4 of them being eliminated early, and mostly leaving all the spotlight for the part-timers. Great job, guys! That's how you make stars! And did they explain why Triple H attacked Kurt? No! They just had a confrontation and it went nowhere. Great job, guys! So with that out of the way, it just left Kurt to deal with Jason Jordan, who had begun to act like a whiny, ungrateful child. And honestly, the fans weren't really behind Jason Jordan, as while he was good in the ring, he just kind of sucked as a character and was just getting opportunities that just didn't feel natural to the audience, so they just resented him.
Peep Show, Brooklyn, what up? It's been, man,
I got this one said. It's been amazing. I mean,
this was supposed to build towards a Jason Jordan heel turn towards his father and build towards a match at WrestleMania 34. But unfortunately, Jason Jordan had suffered a really serious neck injury, causing him to retire early for good and ending the storyline abruptly. Which is pretty unfortunate for the dude, being gifted with such a big opportunity that could have led him much higher in the company. But it's all good now, as he's still employed with the company, being given the role as a WWE producer and mostly making cameo appearances in pull-up roles. So that's nice. So at the 2018 Royal Rumble, Ronda Rousey closed the show by making her debut, taking the stage in front of the Women's Champions and the Royal Rumble winner, taking her time to just point egregiously at the WrestleMania sign, a moment that was utterly pointless as she went on to face none of those women that she interrupted for that WrestleMania. WWE 2018, guys. So at Elimination Chamber, Ronda Rousey was given a contract signing segment for her signing with the company. But as she's about to do so, Kurt Angle had to snitch and tell Ronda that Triple H and Stephanie were pissed at how she embarrassed them at WrestleMania 31, and were going to try and get their revenge on her. This led Ronda to drop Triple H through a table, signing a contract to set up a WrestleMania mixed tag match, teaming up with Kurt Angle to face up against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. This went on to be one of Kurt Angle's best matches of his return run so far, and one of WWE's best debuts for Ronda Rousey. The babyfaces won, and that was that. But then began the real saga of Raw sucking really bad, with Baron Corbin coming to Kurt Angle announcing that Stephanie McMahon had made him the constable for the company, basically being a side GM for Raw. But then a month later, Stephanie decided to give Kurt Angle a vacation while replacing him with Baron Corbin being Raw's new general manager, and Baron Corbin made sure to abuse that power heavily, using his power to get a shot at the Universal title and interfering in Braun's title match against Brock. He's doing all this while Kurt really didn't do anything bad during his GM role, and yet Kurt was always punished by Stephanie all the time. Make it make sense, people! But Kurt Angle came back as a masked conquistador, winning a battle royal to entering the Saudi Arabia Best in the World tournament, which was a tournament to decide who the best wrestler in the world was, and it's a tournament that had The Miz in it! No notes, I'm just gonna leave that there. So at Crown Jewel, Kurt Angle faced Dolph Ziggler in the first round, a match that Kurt lost? Okay, that's crazy. But that's just fine. I just hope at least that a tournament called the Best Wrestler in the World was won by someone worthy. Then Kurt Angle had a match against Drew McIntyre to decide who joined Team Raw, to which Drew won by tapping Kurt out with his own submission, which is just diabolical work, but this put over Drew McIntyre big time. So did that win really go anywhere? Nope, because he was just a side piece for Baron Corbin and Shane McMahon. So heading 18, guys. But on March 11, 2019, Kurt Angle announced to the world that he'd be retiring at WrestleMania 35. This was really heartbreaking, but quite understandable, as you could see that Kurt Angle just couldn't do it anymore. But this leaves us with so many opportunities for who his last opponent could be. Maybe he can rekindle his TNA rivals of Samoa Joe or AJ Styles. Maybe face off against who could have been his true, real, way better son of Chad Gable. Or why not have him to go off and finish what he started with John Cena? This is what everyone's thought process was. Everyone wanted to see John Cena and Kurt Angle battle it out for one last time. Then Vince saw all the feedback that everyone was giving, and it went, Screw him, we're just gonna give him Baron Corbin! What?
Out of all people!
You choose Baron Corbin, a man who's been the worst part of your show for many years!
Oh my gosh, Vince truly hates his fans, oh my gosh!
But you know what? In a way, maybe it's understandable. John Cena's a busy guy. He's doing movies, so there was probably just no way for him to make it for WrestleMania 35.
There's a doctor in the house.
Oh my gosh, he even had the old gimmick on! They were both on the same show and Vince did nothing with it! Oh my lord!
Kurt Angle went on to say in an interview that he did want John Cena at WrestleMania, but since he was in a program with Baron Corbin, Vince said he had to finish it with him and only could get John Cena at next year's WrestleMania. But Kurt knew that his body just couldn't wait that long, so he just accepted being with Baron Corbin. And honestly, that Cena next year option thing would have actually been worse, as the next WrestleMania would have been WrestleMania 36. You know, the WrestleMania that had no fans in it. It just ticks me off that people like Kurt and John are just so loyal with the company that they just don't put their foot down when it comes to something that is very important to their careers. Cena was just as loyal as Kurt was to WWE, and what did that get him? The worst retirement run in WWE history! Seriously guys, just politic with your power for once! So Kurt Angle went on a farewell tour before Mania, going up against various opponents such as Apollo Crews. That's odd. Then facing his should have been real son Chad Gable, Samoa Joe, and AJ Styles. Then came WrestleMania 35 and well, the match happened and well, it was a sad, depressing 6 minutes that people actually paid their hard-earned money to watch. And then Baron Corbin just won, giving Kurt one of the worst retirement matches and worst WrestleMania matches of all time. Great job, guys. High fives all round. There was even a report about Vince being told that the people didn't want to see Kurt Angle versus Corbin. And what was his response? Fuck him. Just fuck him. Vince McMahon, everyone. And that was Kurt Angle's retirement run. This was just awful to be expected given who was running the show, but it's astounding how much potential was thrown away. He didn't manage Chad Gable even though they're both Olympians. He didn't even really have much interaction or feuds with these old rivals except for having this little short farewell tour. Kurt Angle gave everything to WWE with the run that he had in his prime years, but yet it seems that Vince just didn't want to give that respect back to him. This is why wrestlers should politic for the right reasons, people, because our GOAT John Cena is currently going through a really bad retirement tour right now. There's the video right there if you'd like to see my in-depth opinion on that. But that's all that I have for you folks. Please like this video and subscribe. We're so close to 40 subscribers. Literally just one subscriber away. Yeah, so about that. We literally hit 40 subscribers as I was editing this video. But either way, thank you guys so much for 40 subscribers. This has been just such a journey. I really want to continue being consistent with this channel. So if you enjoy any of this, subscribe because we're only just getting started. Let's go on the road to 50 subscribers. All right, come back past me. Take care. See you.